offer the best grooming products for you. Best on natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, your style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with the black, yeah. Grooming company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The black gentleman, yeah. Company to give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Y'all know what it is. It's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. One of 54 boxes has a missing boxer inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash Apping $, usual 50/50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent directly to your email. Each box is $20, with a 1 in 54 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect 650-50 draw. Buy your tickets now for your chance at winning half the pot. Cash App, $, usual 50/50. Tickets are on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount, name or alias, as well as your email address, and your tickets will be sent. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Supreme Beats Boxing Talk Bullshit on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's to Usual Suspect Day.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture with Stormybman for this Monday, February 3rd, 2025. This is number 112 in the series of Nerds broadcast, and this evening we're presenting to you a part 2 for a show that we did when we called it Remember When We Used to ... fill in the gaps. Because as youngsters growing up, when we thought that the world and our experience in it was an infinite time away, and that we just had all the time in the world to enjoy, to have fun, to cut up, and just take it all in. Listen, to be able to reflect fondly on the experiences that we've had throughout our culture, throughout this nation, for those of us who were born and raised here and had advantages that some people who weren't born and raised here may have been able to enjoy. The kids of today will never know the joy that we had when creativity was a part of the process of having fun. When sometimes you had to go out and make something kinetic. It wasn't always laid before you and a path kind of carved out for you to follow. This is what made individuality such a wonderful thing. And personality strengths were gained through this process. There were no sitting around on the sofa or in the basement or whatever when your parents would tell you, boy, get your butt outside and find you something to do before I find something for you to do. And you would get to going. You know that little cartoon when they leap up in the air and start running and their feet be paddling and they go pew. That's how you would get on up off of that sofa and get your butt on outside. And you better be back on the porch or in the yard when the street lights come on.
That's right.
You see, that's what the experience was growing up for us. Some of y'all don't know what it means to turn something off, huh? When we were small and young, the TV used to go off at 1 a.m. Now it never goes off. And you all are on information overload. That's why you suffer from things like depression, and you know, you don't have the motivation or gumption to feel good or whatever, because you're suffering from information overload and energy not used, huh? Because we are energy beings. You have to be able to get up and exert that energy in a positive sense, I'm talking about. So when we bring this show to you, this is what it's about. And we're talking about the reflection upon that experience. Some of us are old enough to be able to look back, reach back, recall back those wonderful memories. And that's why we're here this evening. So with that being said, and no further ado, let me introduce my partner in crime for Nerds. We got my brother Drew Titan in the building with me this evening. What's happening, man?
What's going on, Sensei? Thank you for having me. You know, these conversations, man, they're always great. Nostalgic, man, they're always great. Love them, man. Because when you mention these things, I go back to a place. I don't know what, man, you know, an adult that was born in 2000, 2005, man, we was already grown and working and out the house and, you know, living on our own and things of that nature. The way they remember things is not how we gonna remember things. And one of the things was the makings of a neighborhood. Now, A lot of you come from this cloth. Let me just remind y'all. Whether you lived in an apartment, a block with apartment buildings, or a block with single family homes, this is what you saw in the neighborhood. And for the most part, people here are black. This is what you saw. Kids playing in the street. Sometimes you play football in the street. Somebody had to yell car when a car was coming by, so you'd stop. The elderly would be on the porch, just watching, making sure that y'all don't get out of line. She was the neighborhood watch, and she wasn't a snitch, and she had a great relationship with all y'all parents. And when your parents came home from work and you did wrong in the street, she'd be at your door saying, Junior did A, B, and C. And they took the word of Earlene or Ethel. Those are old Southern names, y'all. The ice cream man will come up on the block. You run home and try and get some change. You get some ices or ice cream or whatever. You know what was punishment? Being told you can't go outside on a nice spring day or a summer day. That was the worst feeling in the world. It was the closest you can ever feel to being claustrophobic. It was never.
And all your friends would stand outside your window calling, "Yo, man, you coming?
Coming outside?" Nope. And let me tell you something. Sometimes, if your parents weren't home and you was old enough that they can trust you to stay in the house, and they be like, "Don't you take your arse outside, all right?" And you think you can get away with it? Oh, they're gonna be gone for about 2 hours. Maybe I can sneak outside. And you go out on that porch, and you see Ethel looking at the house like this. Because somehow she knows your ass ain't supposed to be outside. You know how she knows? Because all your friends are outside, and you're not there.
Yeah.
She said, yo, he must have did something to get in trouble. So when you come out on that porch and do that little stretch to see if you know she's watching, because as soon as your foot leaves that porch, she made a mental note. When your parents pull up, she's at the door. Junior was outside. Oh, really? Oh, really? Man, listen.
And it wasn't called snitching.
It wasn't called snitching. You know why? It was called order. You know what we didn't have back then? We didn't have weirdos living in the basement, cutting people up and eating them in the freezer. We didn't have that. We didn't have that. If there was a weirdo on the block, the whole block was notified. Everything's cool, but you know, the Johnsons down the street got a son that lived that he's a little older than everybody, but he downstairs, he's off. We knew about it. So in the event something did pop off, we were like, yo, it's not, oh, he was such a good kid, he was quiet. Nope. They were like, no, he's a weirdo. He's been a weirdo. It was only a matter of time, but he didn't do anything for us to call the police until now. So yeah, he's a weirdo. It wasn't called snitching, it was called neighborhood watch. We had order in our neighborhood. No matter how it looked, we had order. I don't know what y'all got now. Listen, I had all the Southern names in my, I'm looking at the chat, I had Earlene, Ethel, Bertha, Ola, trying to think of all my aunts. Ruby.
Bernice.
There's a Bernice. I had a cousin Bernice. She died a long time ago. My gosh. But we had order. We had order. You want to watch this? Stormy. What was it feeling like? You outside playing all day with your friends. Street lights come on. You're going home. You walk in the door and you smell that fried chicken. Brother. When you walk in that door, you know what? Let's talk about that. What were the types of things that you like to smell when you was hungry? and you playing all day. You was out in the sun all day, boom, 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 and now the sun go down. Now, yo, I'll see y'all tomorrow. And you come, you hungry, and you open the door. What did you love to smell? To me, it was fried chicken.
Fried chicken was right up there, but something that was right there with that fried chicken, man, my mother used to make these salmon croquettes, bro.
Wow,
dude. And I can make them, but they don't taste like mom's, man.
How she do that? Don't you hate that? It's like, how she do that?
Man, those doggone salmon croquettes, man. And you could have them with anything. You could have them with rice. You could have them with greens. You could have it for breakfast. You could have it for lunch or dinner. Salmon croquettes.
Have it with some grits.
Oh, grits. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And coming in the house smelling that, or when she would make her homemade chili, you know, not a chili, because she had that ground. I think she used ground chuck. Ground sirloin or something, you know.
My pops threw down with the chili.
Oh my goodness, man! Just walking in the house smelling you smelling the food that's in the pots or the pans, and you when you walk past the kitchen and you could hear the damn lid on the pot bubbling,
rattling, right? Oh man!
And that moisture on the top, the glass top, you know, it's like you can see there that condensation. It's like, man, that's gonna be good. You don't even know what's in there, but
yeah, it's gonna be good because it's
be good,
man. Oh, I'm looking at the chat. Derek Gaines said fried fish, and Mr. Shelter said catfish. Let me share this with y'all.
What about hot water cornbread? Oh, bro, man.
Let me tell you how I was a bit deprived. And it was no fault of anyone. Check it out. My older brother is allergic to fish, bro. You believe that shit?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I love some whiting and all kinds of fish. And we could not keep it in the house because my brother. And it's weird. He could, man, he can't eat it. He's allergic to it. But every time I went to like my aunt's house, right? And when they made fish, I'm already at the table with the bib on, like
ready.
I'm ready because I couldn't eat it in the house. You know what I mean? And it wasn't the same when you get a little older. You go to the fish market, you know, the Koreans or the Chinese people, they make the fish. It's not how we eat it. You know what I mean? You know, but I was like, man, the only time I had fish in the house, it wasn't homemade because I couldn't fry it like how my mother could fry it, or my aunts. And my pops fry fish too. But I couldn't do it. But my brother went away for the weekend or whatever. I have to go get some damn fish sticks, the frozen ones. It's not the same, man.
No, it's not the same. That's not the same.
It's not the same, man.
And my dad was a fishing man. He used to love to go fishing for sport and to get something, you know, for dinner, you know.
Yep.
And he used to like to get those big. I forget where we used to go, but he catch them buffalo, man.
Ooh.
Come back, they were so big, but I didn't like them because they had so many bones in them, you know, and like
they had more bones than Porgy.
Yeah, man. My mom, she used to really know how to fry fish too, right? Mm-hmm. So when it's good, you just want to put it in your mouth, you know.
Yeah,
and like, with some fish, you have to pick the bones out and everything. And I hated that, man. I was like, I just want to get to it, you know. So I made it up in my mind that I just didn't like it, but it was all good. But when it was a heavy boned fish, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I had to navigate through buffalo fish. It was like a Rubik's Cube, man. I couldn't do it. Yeah. Buffalo fish got too many bones, man.
My dad loved buffalo. And of course, she cooked that because that's what he want, right? And I'm like, man, shoot. When you gonna make some perch?
my Uncle Luther. Oh man, my Uncle Luther lived in Vandalia, Illinois, and he had a whole lake, and he had 3 hogs, brother. I watched him. He had caught some fish out the lake, right? Well, here the craziest thing is, it's his lake, and he's looking. He said, "You want to know something?" I said, "What?" "I don't know how the hell these fish even got in here." I was like, "What?" He said, "I don't know how they got in here. It's your lake." But, you know, so he caught these fish, and as he's talking to my Uncle Fat, because of course, how many of y'all have an uncle named Fat? I have Uncle Fat, right? And they were just scaling the fish. They would take them out the bucket, scale them, cut the head off, gut them, take the bone out, and just drop them. They did it so fast, and I'm sitting there fascinated. Like, yo, and they wasn't even looking at the fish. They were just boom, boom, boom.
Talking, having a conversation,
Yeah.
cigarette hanging out the mouth. Hey, you remember? Why did all the old adults that used to smoke, man? They had that cigarette hanging out there.
Yo, listen. And it never fell. It never fell.
And sometimes when they talk, it be stuck to their lip.
Yes.
It's stuck.
Yo, my Uncle Luther had a gold tooth right here. No, right here. He had a gold tooth, and he always had a toothpick. And he retired from General Motors. And he was loud and country as hell. When he talked, you had to duck. When he scared all the little babies, when he came around, "Hey, what's going on there?" And they go running. He was loud, man. He was loud. He always had a button-up shirt that was always open. He was always sweating.
Yeah.
Had a big old stomach, but you know what? He always, listen. He always had a pretty woman around him, his age, but he always kept one. Every time I wouldn't see him in spurts, and when I see him, it was a new one. I'm like, damn, man. That's why I got like 1 billion cousins out there. You know, I got cousins I never met. I may have spoke to them on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Your folks, okay, do you remember All in the Family, right?
Yeah.
Remember how Archie Bunker used to dress? He used to wear that little work shirt, the black pants and the white socks and black shoes, right?
Yes.
Did anybody in your family wear them black workman's pants? They're like a black khaki with them damn work shoes.
Yes.
You tell me. It's like that was the uniform code for a man.
Yo,
right?
when did they not have them on? Wore them around the house, wore them outside, wore them to work, wore them walking to the park.
Man.
I'm like, yo, damn. That's
I always
crazy.
remember my dad with them damn black shoes on and them white socks, man. Work shoes and white socks.
Man. That's throwback right there. My Uncle Luther always had a button up, man. He looked like a very dark skinned Archie Bunker with a gold tooth. And I got so much family in Vandalia, Illinois, and I got a bunch in Mississippi. For them that are still alive, but they all got kids. I don't know who the hell they are. It's a bugged out. It's bugged out like it's crazy, man. I remember we was in we went to St. Louis, and we went to a relative's house, and you know where they lived on a block where you could stand on the porch and you could see the what's that structure called? That no wait. Was that when I was in Cincinnati? Damn, I forget where I was. But we went into this house in Stormy, that house looked like Romper Room, and all of those kids were related to me. That house looked like Romper Room, and I had cousins my age. I met a nigga that looked just like me. I'm like, hey, what's your name? It was bugged out. It was bugged out. But all of them is a result of my grandfather's brothers, my uncles, my Uncle Fat, my Uncle Luther, Uncle Ed, Roy. Damn, there's like 9 of them. And Luther and Fat, I met a bunch of times. The other ones, every time we went out there, they were like always like away. But I met their kids at some point. We're all grown now. But it was crazy. But they were, man, my I guess she's like one of my uncle's baby's mamas. She was doing everything. She was cooking in the kitchen, screaming at the young ones, telling the older ones to go get the young ones, and even screamed at me, and she had just met me.
Oh yeah, you don't get saved from nothing. It's like you listen. That was, man.
She said, "You just standing there. You just stand. Go get the baby." I said, "Oh, okay. He don't even know me." I pick him up. He's screaming and swinging on me. He don't even know me, but pick him up though. I was like, "Damn."
We had family in Michigan. We had family in Virginia. Man, it's like, and there are people who are well known that I know that I'm related to bloodline, and I don't say nothing. Mm-hmm. There are characteristic traits that are similar, facial features that are similar. It's a huge thing, man. And it's so funny because sometimes that comes with people not being introduced to family properly, you know, because you get those who kind of get away. I don't want to be a part of that, you know, and that's beyond your control when you're a child, you know. But like from Michigan, I had relatives up in there, and there's a very famous singer from Michigan that I was related to. He's passed on now. He sang with the Spinners, man. And it's like, you know, he was a cousin of my dad's, you know. It's just like, it happens like that. It's like, right. You know, and sometimes it would be like once a year we go up there and visit, and everybody be like, they saw you yesterday, you know. It's like, wow, you know. But those type of experiences growing up, it's like, man, oh, we going to see Uncle so-and-so? Yeah, it's like we going, you know.
Yeah.
Drive on that highway for a few miles on the road. And remember the old cars too, man. It's like, now did you have, like, growing up, whether it was somebody in your family or somebody you knew, your dad knew or whatever, who had their car kitted out, you know, from that era or whatever? Because my dad had a friend who drove a Deuce and a Quarter, man. And that 2-door with the slanted back rear end. And he had them mud flaps and everything.
Wow.
Dude, he had a cooler inside the car where he could fix a drink. I mean, that it was kitted out. It was like back in those days, and that had to be a 72. And I remember it was around 75 when I saw this, you know, and that car was always spotless, man. Gangster white wall tires, you know, and you couldn't play near his car. You couldn't sit in his car. You couldn't, man. And of course he had that 8-track going on in there.
Oh man. That 8-track, man. Y'all don't know about 8-tracks, man. Y'all know about 8-tracks. My dad got a stack of them in the crib in the basement. He got a stack of them, man. Crazy stuff, man. You know what's crazy? I remember went to school with a fella, and one day he says, "Yo, I gotta I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be here. I gotta fly out. I think he was going out west somewhere. He said one of my cousins died. I said, oh man, I'm sorry. He said, yo, it's all good. I didn't know him like that, you know, but it's a big thing and I'm going out there. And you know, so he goes, he comes back. And he was like, yo, I said, what? He said, yo, I didn't know my cousin was in the NBA at one point. I said, who's your cousin? You remember a player by the name of Jerome Kersey played for the Blazers?
Yeah.
That was his cousin. He even and I said, oh shit, your last name is Kersey. I just didn't think.
Right.
I mean, what? I mean, he said, yo, that's messed up. I didn't know. You know, and then when I do meet him, you know, it's at a funeral. I was like, damn. Because he passed. And he was like, yeah, I gotta, you know, he said, one of my cousins died. I know he was some sort of athlete. He comes back, he's like, yo.
Yeah, he passed early for some reason in life, right?
Yeah. It was like sort of like, I don't know what happened. Was he even 50? I don't even remember.
It was shortly after he stopped playing. In the NBA, yeah.
Yep, he was on that Blazers team that went against Michael Jordan in 92, I believe. Was it 92?
Yep, with Clyde and Kevin Duckworth and all them guys.
Buck Williams.
Yeah, man.
That was a hell of a team too. Terry Porter. That was a hell of a team. But yeah, he didn't even know. But yeah, you know, that's how my family is. I got family in Mississippi right now. You know, they're in Delia, Illinois right now, and you don't know everybody. So I got to tell the kids, you know, meet anybody that's over there, listen, do your research, because that's how accidents happen. You're like, yo, why this baby got two heads? Uh-oh. Gotta be careful.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Do you remember, like, growing up and you was a kid, but like your dad, he might have had a song that he played all the time, or, you know, and whenever you hear that song, it'll take you back to something in your childhood.
Bro.
You know what it was for me? Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh! Which song, son? Which song?
Well, two of them. Fantasy,
of course,
and Reasons. Because my dad played the hell out of that damn 8-track, and I knew the songs. I was a little boy, I was singing them songs and everything. But the funny thing about it is, it's like they were almost like anthems. You know, it's like you hear it at a certain time, or he having a little get together or a barbecue or something, and he put his songs on, and then boom, there you go. He playing that one album or cassette or whatever. But I remember that, man. And it would always take me back to that. Even now, when I hear Reasons, it takes me back to my childhood, and it just certain things that was happening at the time when the song was live, you know, and during his first, you know, release and all of that. Man, what a time.
And this is the part of the show where I wish we was on Patreon right now, because my whole R&B playlist, the first like 20 songs are straight nostalgia, because I know exactly where I was when I used to hear them all the time. My Earth, Wind, and Fire song. My Earth, Wind, and Fire song was Groove. Let's groove tonight. My pops loves that song. Also, the Brothers Johnson. Then it was Land of Ladies. Man, you remember the album cover?
I'm trying to think.
They look very high on the back of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now I remember it.
Oh man, that was funny, man.
Now I remember it. Yeah.
Yep. And Yarbroughs and Peoples. Don't Stop the Music.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Just because it's 2:00 don't mean that we gotta stop.
Yeah. Don't you stop it. Don't you stop. Man. Then I remember there was a point in time I had 2 cousins stay with me. My oldest female cousin, she's my first cousin on my mother's side. She stayed with us for a while. And she's a little older than my older brother. And what he couldn't do, she could do. So she'd bring him along. But then they tell me stay my ass home. I'll be mad as hell too. Oh my God, that was the worst thing in the world. Stay home, you can't come with us. Like, I'll be mad. But the music that she played, she loved Rick James. She loved Rick James. And the year she stayed with us, you know who came out that day? That year? Luther Vandross. Never Too Much was everywhere. And
man, let me tell you something about that song, man. Never Too Much. There was something about the melody and the lyrics of that song. It's such an uplifting song.
Yes.
And Luther, you know, he started out singing backup, you know,
yes,
and everything. But how did they not see that talent? It's like, man, that man could really, and he could go so many places with his voice and his music and how he sang. He could sing fast, he could sing slow. But Never Too Much it's all, even now to this day, I love that song. When I hear it, it's just uplifting and positive, man.
And I remember when that came out, man, because my cousin was staying with
Remember
us.
the album cover with him on there like this?
Like, oh man, you know it's gonna be lit. When you take an album cover like that, it's gonna be lit. Man. So she had that album, she played it to death. We had a record player in the house. She played it to death. And you know what else she played? Because I think that same year, Walking on Sunshine came out. And she, man, every day. And that was the same year. Remember I told you there was like a little carnival that was around my way. It was around my way for like about maybe a year and a half. They just set up camp there. What's crazy is that's where my bus depot is now. That area, that bus depot wasn't there when I was there. It's just crazy. And they had an arcade in a trailer over there. It was great. And we was like over there every day. And when I hear those songs, it takes me right back because I didn't have a care in the world. I wasn't paying no bills. You know what I'm saying?
Music was something else back then too, man. Do you remember a little lady, a songstress by the name of Stephanie Mills, man?
Do I?
Dude, you remember her hit, You Put a Rush on Me?
Putting a rush on me.
And this is where I hate that, like, we can't play stuff as we talk about it and everything.
Yeah.
But that music cue on that song is so hidden. It sounds great today. They don't make music like that no more. And then to have someone who could sing over that music. But if you could just recollect that song, how it starts off, and then when it kicks in, man, I'm telling you, that song is hit, man. And Stephanie Mills, she was really hot for a few years. You remember?
She was hot, period. Do you remember that song Last Night? She had a video for it when she was in a bikini. Lord have mercy. She's only a little 4'11".
Yeah, she was like a munchkin.
She's mad little, man.
But had a huge voice, Oh
man. She matter of fact, let me pull up my playlist. I'm gonna read off some songs for you because these were really good. Because the first like 20, Where's that? R&B. Where's that? Here we go. Land of Fantasy, Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter. Watch this. The SOS Band. That's good to me.
That's the Generals. That's his group there, the SOS Band. We were doing Beats with Sugar, and we talked about doing the SOS Band. 78 was like, man, y'all gotta have me on there.
Yo, man, listen. You know what's crazy? When I got old, see, that brings me back to a point in my life. When I got older and listened to the words of these songs, I'm like, do you hear what she's saying in this song? I said, man, that's a ride or die chick right there. Man. She wanted all the smoke. Renee and Angela, I'll Be Good. M2 May, of course, Juicy Fruit, classic. That plays at every black event. Marvin Gaye, Keep on Dancing. Loose Ends. Now, I remember they're British.
Listen, Loose Ends, when they first came out, bro, I was working at the post office. Very young at the time, had just kind of graduated and whatnot, and they had this radio in the station inside the post office where I was working. I was working in City News, and I was a temp, so I wasn't full time. I just had that job, and they would play that, and Loose Ends would come on the radio, and we had a conveyor belt that we had to sort the mail and the newspapers on. Man, you should see those older ladies who've been working for like 15, 20 years. You know, I'm just a new temporary working amongst them people. They all break out and they dancing and stuff, but they don't stop working. They still working, but man, they love them some Loose Ends. I remember when that song came out, Slow Down.
Yeah, cause I can't slow down.
Those people was having a damn party when that song would come on, man.
Slow Down and Hanging on the String.
Hanging on the String. And you know what? And that just goes like what we say, how you hear a song and it take you back to something. Because it took me right back to working at the post office with these people, man.
Yep.
And mind you, by the way, that post office, if you ever want to see it, watch The Dark Knight. When The Dark Knight opens and the Joker and those people are robbing the bank, that bank is that used to be that post office.
Wow.
That's what that was. Yep.
Wow.
Even when he drives the bus out of there, onto Canal Street, and he goes into the traffic with the rest of those buses and stuff, that's the post office building there.
Oh, that's y'all Canal Street over there?
Yeah, and when the film shot there, they had shut the post office down because it's no longer a post office now. It's something else now. But at the time when The Dark Knight was shot, it had been closed down because they were remodeling the inside and everything for what it is today. But they shot The Dark Knight there. And also the night scene where Batman is chasing the Joker on the motorcycle, and they're driving on the underground tunnel. That's Lower Wacker Drive in Chicago.
Oh wow!
And I know all those streets where those scenes were in that film, but it was amazing. I used to drive to work, and sometimes they had closed some of the streets off for that evening shoot or something.
Yeah.
But at the time that they were shooting the film, I didn't know it was Batman or The Dark Knight. I just, I knew they were shooting something. But, sometimes the city don't like to put out what's being shot. They don't want you to know what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Canal Street up here is Chinatown.
Okay.
Chinatown, yes. Long. Loose Ends, I didn't realize until a couple years later, they're British.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Some of those groups from that era, they came from over there, and they sounded like they were from here because they were so musically talented and everything. It just goes to show how the industry changed as far as talent talent in the industry and everything, as opposed to everything that's not related to talent. Because you had groups that they formed because somebody could sing, somebody could play, and they got together. You know, now everything is more manufactured, but
Yeah.
that's why I love the film, watching the film about Queen, because when it showed how they came together, and Freddie Mercury and all of them, how they got together, it's really amazing. Because, dude, those were some solid musicians and everything, and they like what I grew up in the 70s watching guys play in the garage and stuff like that, and they have the wah-wah pedals and stuff, and they be jamming. It's like, man, and guess what, Drew? They never took music lessons. They were self-taught.
Self-taught. Ain't that crazy? They can't even read music.
Man. Guys are sitting in there just rocking the bass. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, man, these guys
can't read music. Like Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix couldn't read music, and he played the damn guitar upside down. He was self-taught.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But let me ask you a question. How old were you when you found out that Bobby Caldwell was white?
That I found out who?
Bobby Caldwell. How old were you when you found out he was white?
A teenager.
Man.
A teenager.
I had no idea until like
that's just like sometimes in the music industry, especially in the 60s and 70s, that, you know, they would have like an album and it'll have, you know, like some images on it or whatever, but not the artist. Because if they put the artist picture on there, they figure that people wouldn't buy the album. Like, it's like Bobby Caldwell, it's like he sound like a brother, you know? And so if they put his face on there, it's like, you know, nobody's gonna go buy it. But they like his song, but it's like they're not, you know. Same with like certain black groups. They would put certain type of images and stuff on their albums and whatnot before they finally decide to just come out and just start, you know, like the Ohio Players and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's a shame, because you'd be surprised who was buying the music, you know, who had the music in their collection, whether it's in a black community or a white community. You'd be surprised who's playing what, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Make the louder. Yeah, and I see you, Young Deezy. Yeah, a lot of people thought the Police was a U.S. rock band at first. Yeah, a lot of people did. Lateral movement in hip hop. When I first heard Third Base, I was like, this is hot right here. I like this. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm in the room. I'm in like another bedroom, and I hear the song, and my brother was like, yo, the video's out. And it was on Rap City. So I run to the living room. I'm like, all right, let's see what we got. And I see MC Search. I'm like, what the that's a white guy? I said, okay. The other guy gotta be black. Nope. Pete Nice is damn near, I think he's like of Polish descent. I said, damn. And this wasn't no Vanilla Ice thing. These dudes, they actually, bro. Third Base, in the chat, y'all know Third Base. MC Search and Pete Nice. And they were co-signed because they were out of Queens and they grew up with Nas and all those guys. So they were for real. But it blew my mind because I was like, yo, when I heard it on the radio, I went to the stores looking for it and I couldn't find it. It wasn't out yet. Then I saw the video. I was like, oh, hell no. These some white, Stormy, these are the whitest white guys you can ever see.
Listen, man.
They hated Vanilla Ice too. They hated him.
Tell you about some white guys that I loved during the 80s, man. And it started when I went to see the movie Blown Away with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones. about the IRA war and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of the music in that film was featured by U2.
Yeah.
And when I saw that movie, I was like, man, I'm liking this music in this movie, right? And that movie helped internationally blow them up, right? But I loved U2, man. I was like, I don't know who those dudes are, but they make some good music. You know what I'm saying?
You know that song they have, In the Name of Love?
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
were singing about Dr. King.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, these dudes, man. Don't nobody talk bad about U2 at all. Those guys are legends.
They were amazing, man. And I was, watching, like I said, watching them take off after that. Like I said, that movie Blown Away, which I got it in my DVD collection. It's one of my favorite films. Tommy Lee Jones is amazing in that film, man. He's crazy in that film. But man, and you know what? That's another thing we should do in the future. Soundtracks for films.
Oh man.
Because that would be a good nerd show to do, because there have been some awesome soundtracks for movies.
Did we do that show already? I don't know.
We might have done one, but we could do more, because
we could do it again, because
there's so many.
So
and I'll tell you something. What we could do a recorded Nerds and then upload it on your Patreon and on my Patreon.
Yeah, and actually play the damn music.
And we could play the music, and we could really sink our teeth into it.
Yeah,
because we don't have to be held back and restricted for our creativity, but and our real supporters, they'll have access to it. Those who don't really support, but they just want to steal a view here and there, don't worry about that. Hey, too bad. You got to sign up to get that.
Man, you got me thinking one of the baddest ass soundtracks that I could think of off the top was the Boomerang soundtrack.
Yeah, Boomerang is way up there. Boomerang and Dead Presidents are two of the best soundtracks ever, bro. Ever.
Yeah. And
the two films are great too in their own way, but the soundtracks were amazing.
Oh,
I remember purchasing the Boomerang soundtrack, not because of like seeing the movie, and because the music was great in the movie, but there was a guy. I used to work in an auto shop, changing oil on cars and stuff like that. And there was this dude who used to always come through. He was friends with one of the guys I worked with. And he drove up one day and he was playing the Boomerang soundtrack in his car. And you have to remember, like, this was, I don't even remember what year Boomerang came out, but
that was 90. I think it was 90.
That was okay. So back then we were driving around, we had boom boxes in our trunks of our cars and stuff. We had to pull out radios and stuff. That's what we were doing back then, right? This dude, he drove up, he stopped by to see his partner that worked with me in the shop. And he pulled up, he had his windows down, and he had a nice little sound system hooked up. He had his tweeters and kicker box and all of that. He was playing PM Dawn on there.
Yeah.
And it was on his system, and there was the Boomerang soundtrack. And I had heard, I was like, damn, that sound good,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pick that up. Cause I my car was kitted out with the sounds and stuff. So I got it. I was driving around listening to a Boomerang soundtrack. That was pretty cool, man. But like I said, Dead Presidents,
New Jack City, yeah. New Jack
City, yeah. All of that, man. Back then.
That Dreaming track that Christopher Williams put on there, I really had liked that song, man.
Yep.
He's a dick. I told you the Christopher Williams story, right?
And that Color Me Bad was on there.
Yeah.
I Want to Sex You Up, you know, all of that. Those, man, that's when people were still, groups were singing and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like High Five and all of them.
Yeah.
And Tevin Campbell, man. Tevin Campbell was really good back in those days, man. He was.
God. Poor Tevin.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know, but talent, man.
Yeah. Yo, you know what? Derek Gaines, Troop was a hard group, man. They were really good. When they came out with Spread My Wings, that whole album, my brother bought that album. That whole album was good.
My favorite fighter, Evander Holyfield, used to like to come out to Troop. He used to play that I'm Not Suit.
Yeah.
He come to the ring playing that. Dun, 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 dun. He come out, had that stone face look on, you know, walking out. Holyfield, man. And that's when he had the box cut.
Yeah.
Man, oh my goodness, man. Those was the days, bro.
And
Aaron Hall and them guys. And dude, you do know that R. Kelly totally stole Aaron Hall's swag, right? You know that.
Of course. When R. Kelly came out, when he left Public Announcement and shaved his head, I thought it was Aaron Hall until he started singing. I said, that's not Aaron Hall. And I said, that's the guy from Public Announcement. I said, oh, he shaved it. Because R. Kelly had a fade, y'all.
Yeah, he had one of them damn Gumby cuts or something back then when he was with them.
Yep. And he just stole his whole swag.
And he was on that soundtrack. What was that movie? Was it Menace to Society? Where Public Announcement was on there? Because that's the movie when dude was about to lay down with Jada Pinkett. Because they was playing that Public Announcement song in that scene. What's the movie? The one with the dude. Cause the brother was like, yeah, he ain't gonna be laughing when I send the police this tape, you know.
That was Menace to Society.
Yeah, that's
yeah, Young DZ, Honey Love, give me that honey.
Yeah,
love.
and also on there, what was that? Because Samuel Jackson was in there too. He was playing old boy's father.
Yeah.
When he was like, he was like, who you think you is, nigga, Ron O'Neal? And he was dude blasting him away, man. And then if you listen to the music during that scene, the song is Iceman playing Only the Strong Survive. Jerry Butler, Only the Strong Survive. And then he goes like that. Dude, come on, man.
Damn it.
There's certain things you have to pick up on.
That's funny.
And it's funny and it's not funny at the same time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh, wait a minute. You know what song brings me to a particular point? Couple of songs. All right, Force MDs.
Oh,
Love is a House.
Yeah.
I think that came out like in 86, 87. Man.
Force MDs.
Yeah, those brothers.
The dudes with the Jerry curl. Oh, she.
Yeah. Now let me tell you something. that's I think that's Surface.
Yeah. Okay,
Sure.
Surface. Them dudes had Jerry curl juice everywhere, man.
Yeah, I got a picture.
Shaking them curls.
I got a picture of my brother back then. That was the look, because my brother dark skin, he had the Jerry curl and he had the headless base. I'm like, yo, you look like freaking just say old Sheila for me. He's like, yo, shut up. I'll hit you with this guitar. Oh, come on. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tender Love, that was their joint. But do you remember the Force MD's first video?
The Force MDs.
Force MD's, their first video.
Remind me. Let me see.
Their first video, they sang on this like boat. It was like a tourist boat, and I forgot the name of the song. But Stormy, when they first came out, they were all dressed alike. They had these polo shirts, and not polo shirts. They had like these college-looking shirts, and they were very talented. That's cute.
What?
Oh man. And he kept that cut all the way up until 90.
Dude. What about that shirt though? Oh
Oh
my goodness,
man, he got
man.
the collar up.
Does it run with batteries? That's all I gotta say.
Oh man. Yo, the Force MD's first video. Derek Gaines, help me out. Their first video, their first track that they ever released. Now, Stormy, the song was hidden. Ack, what up, Ack? The song was hidden, but when they zoomed in on those kids' face, we were like, yo, they recovering drug addicts? Because the lead singer that sang the dude that sings the lead in Love Is a House.
Yeah.
When you see that video, he got his look together. He had a missing tooth. He had a missing tooth, and they look dusty as hell. But by the time they did Love Is a House, they made some money. They fixed up their look, and he fixed his teeth and everything else. But I was like, my God, that first video, I was like, oh. But the song, I forgot the name of the damn song. And a couple of them died. The Heavyset brother, he passed. One of the dudes, he used to be the lead singer. He used to do like magic and stuff. He left the group, and I think it was down to like 3 of them. And I think the lead, the dude that took over lead, I think he passed. I think he passed. But my gosh. Now, I wasn't itching for a scratch, but they were all in that video though. That was one of the videos they were all together. Itching for a Scratch. That was a dope ass song. I remember that. Itching for a Scratch. Yo, Junior. Mama used to say.
Yeah.
Right? Do y'all remember his other song though? First of all, that was another dude. He was Jamaican, but I think he stayed out in the UK though. He had another song. It was hitting out here. Y'all remember the name of it?
Was that the We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off or something?
Oh no, that was that guy. That was what was that guy's name? We don't have to take a But he was gay. You know, he died from AIDS.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that was Jody Watley's friend. He made a song about her too, but he died. What was that guy? What was that song? Watch this. I'll find it. It's called Bye Bye. It's called Bye Bye. Look it up. That got some airplay out here, but Junior, he's still around, man. He's still singing. Yeah, man. All of that stuff in the 80s, anything R&B in the 80s brings me to a place, man. Jermaine Stewart was his name, Stormy. That guy's son, we don't have to take our clothes off. Jermaine Stewart.
Okay.
And he had a good little run, and then he got sick. And I remember they announced it on WBLS out here. He had AIDS, like full-blown AIDS, and he died. That was crazy.
You remember that dude, Richard Dimples Fields?
Not what?
She's Got Papers on Me.
I haven't heard that in a long time, bro.
Yeah, man. She's got papers on me. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, he need to get order protection. She got papers on me. Oh man. Trying to think of he said Terrence Trent D'Arby. Oh man. Terrence Trent D'Arby, man. Wait a minute. Do you remember? Oh damn, Stormy, we gotta do this on Patreon, man.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta do this on Patreon, man. Do you remember?
That's just like that brother that I think he was from the UK, but he was, I think he was Jamaican too. That Gavin Christopher. Gavin Christopher. He had a real good hit song called "You Are Who You Love."
Oh, he was from the UK?
I think so.
Oh, snap. I didn't know that. You remember Dynasty?
Yep.
Yep, I got that there. Here I am. My brother loved that song. What year that came out? I'm ready, baby, here I am. What year did that come out? That was definitely the 80s. That was definitely the 80s. Des Dickinson used to play with Prince.
Yeah.
The Daz Band, Let It Whip. Love that. If you ain't got Chic, Good Times.
That Let It Whip is a darn good song, man.
Ain't it?
That song can play at any party at any time. That's a damn good song.
The people that jump up and dance to that song, you know wherever they're from.
Yep.
Baby. Baby. Working all night. Oh man. Hell yeah.
It's one of those few songs that make me feel like moving because it's like it's just a good groove, you know.
Yep. Where's this? You remember Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man. God, that was what, 83?
You remember Shaba?
Oh hell yeah.
Mr. Lover, man.
Yeah.
When they started remixing Shaba, man, they went crazy with that stuff, man.
Andre Simone.
There you go.
Andre Simone. That beat, he has a song called Dance Electric.
Yeah.
That hit hard. I have that in my playlist right here.
You better love each other before it's time to go.
Man, that song hit hard.
Hey, listen, when that was out, I was working at this physical plant, and me and my buddy Conrad, we used to be singing that song while we were working because we was paid, and we would ask, "Hey, what time is it?" "Oh, it's almost 3 o'clock." It's almost time to go. You know how niggas make up for something funny, you know, while they working just to get through the day. That's what we was doing.
Almost time to go. Oh,
yeah. Oh man. See, I told you, it's like you think about those songs, it take you back to what you was doing. Man, it's easy for me.
My brother, like when we got a hold of a VCR. And when I tell you my brother put it to use, he has entire episodes of Video Soul dating back to like 86.
Oh man.
He got into, and I'm telling him, I said, before those tapes turn to vinegar, you got to convert all of those, man. Convert all of them, man.
Whatever happened to Donnie Simpson, man, from Video
He's still around.
Soul?
He's still around.
That brother used to be on there playing them videos, man.
Man, I follow him on Instagram, and it's crazy how he looks just like what's his name from Kool in the Gang. They look alike.
Yeah,
they could be brothers. When he was on, he was on Video Soul. I mean, they got us. He said, "Yeah, man. So how's mom doing?" I said, "Yo, they really related?" It's a joke that they have, but they look just alike. They have the same eyes. It's weird. It's weird. I bet you if you do DNA, they from like the same tribe in Africa or something.
Yeah.
Those guys look too much alike. Too much.
I remember when I first got introduced to Video Soul because I didn't have cable. And I had a friend that had cable. I was over their house just, you know, we was outside, then we went inside. They was like, let's see what's on Video Soul. They turned on BET. I was like,
man,
oh.
BET was BET back then.
Yes, it was. I was like, man, and that
was the first time I saw all black commercials.
Do you remember when they had New Edition on there and everything?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, that was when Bobby Brown was still with the group and everything. I was like, man, that goes back a long time, man.
Oh, speaking of that, when New Edition made the adult transition.
Yeah.
He ran out and got Johnny Gill to make them sound more adult.
Yeah.
That album. Derek Gaines, what was the name of that album?
Any Heartbreak, I think. No. Boys to Men.
That was the name of the album? Oh, it sure was.
Yeah, Boys to Men.
It's called Boys to Men. And Can You Stand the Rain was on that album.
Yeah.
Oh, that album hit hard.
Oh, man. And that Young Deezy, he said it before I could say it. Yeah, Any Heartbreak, but the remix with the James Brown in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That was funky as you know what. Yeah. That I love that.
With Johnny Gill
Heartbreak with the James Brown mix in it.
Yup. When they go to the break and then Johnny Gill comes up and he says, "You better beware." Oh man.
Yep.
Man. Oh, Ack, you missed out on a good time. I know it's not your fault. He said he wasn't around, but man, when that album hit, I said, that's New Edition. And they ain't waste no time. They as soon as the song start, Johnny Gill was on it. I was like, wait, this New Edition? I was like, oh man, they Boys to Men indeed.
He totally changed them and their sound and everything. And they did that doggone dude, which is probably one of the best dance videos of all time.
Yeah.
That If It Isn't Love.
It Isn't Love, yep.
And let me tell you something, bro. Do you know when that came out, everybody was trying to dance like that because they called them the masters of the step.
Yeah.
And that little doing that dance like that, shuffling the feet and that doing their hands like this, turning around, kick the foot off the ground, all of that spinning. Did you know when they did the New Edition story, that those dudes that played them, they actually did that routine in there where they was practicing and stuff. They looked just like the real guys. And it was almost done perfectly. Have you seen it?
Nah.
Yeah, the New Edition story. Man, them young men, they look just like Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, all of them.
Wow.
It looked just like them, man. And they were doing that. They were filming because they had got into it with their manager or something, and they had been working out and, you know, on a routine or whatever. Yeah. And he was like, man, I need to see you guys get your stuff together, this and that or whatever. And they was mad. And then he started playing the music. He was like, let's hit it one more time. And it's like, it was almost like watching the video of it, but it was like what happened in real life being shown.
Right.
Like, man, they did a great job, man.
I'm definitely gonna peep that. Derek Gaines says Boys to Men was the name of the song. The album was Any Heartbreak. Yeah. Whatever the hell it was, that knocked. It knocked, man. That's a classic album. But I remember because I was in high school when that dropped.
Man, it was something else though.
Good stuff, man.
New Edition was bad, bro. It was bad. When they came out with Johnny Gill, that put them on another level. And they were kind of like, you know, when they first came about, they were being marketed like the new Jackson 5.
Yeah.
But when they got Johnny, man, they became young men. Whew. And even the album cover depicts them like that because they all got on their suits and stuff with the hot rods in the backdrop and everything with the little mist blowing, the fog or whatever. I thought it was cool, man.
Yo, what was his name? What was the white boy's name? Never gonna give you up. Never. Where the hell did he get that voice, Stormy?
I don't know, man.
He stole it from a black man. He had to. He must have kidnapped some dude and stole his throat. Because that was ridiculous, man.
They've done that with us all these generations, man. That guy Michael Bublé is doing it right now.
Yeah.
So many of them doing it, you know.
Rick Ashley, that's the dude's name.
Sam Smith, all them guys.
I'm listening to the radio. I said, this song is pretty dope. Then the video comes on. I said, that's the guy singing it, the skinny white dude? That voice is coming out that body? What the fuck? My gosh. And the song was dope. But wait a minute. I got you right now. Lisa Stansfield. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Lisa Stansfield. That song was everywhere, and it was on urban stations. You couldn't tell me that woman wasn't black.
Simply Red.
Oh, my God. Holding back the years.
Yep. Simply Red.
He's like Irish.
Yep.
My gosh. Lisa Stansfield.
And I used to love that song, that Been Around the World.
Yo, listen.
She sang her butt off on that.
Listen. They played it on the radio, and they got us good in New York. It was on BLS. It was on Kiss FM. And the damn video came out. And we're like, huh? But she's from over there. She's from the UK. And they love our music over there. So that's why they sound like us, right? So Stormy, she went to the Apollo. That's make or break. If you could rock the tight ass Apollo, you've made it. It's on YouTube. When she came out, they heard the song. We was like, all right. And when she came out in full swag. The whole place was jumping. She tore it down. I said, she's welcome to the damn cookout, man. She tore it down. Yeah. And she talks about that to this day. She was nervous going to the Apollo, man, because they don't care who you are. They will boo you. It don't have to be amateur now.
The Apollo is like you said, that's make it or break it, right?
And you got to sing live. You got to sing, and she tore it down. I watched it. It was on NBC. Showtime at the Apollo used to come on Saturdays. Because I really wasn't watching Saturday Night Live like that, but it came on late. But my gosh, Derek Gaines said Kenny Loggins. Yep, Kenny Loggins.
The Eurythmics, he said that too. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. As Tina Marie, she's one of the original white chocolates. Square Biz. Oh man, that summer that Square Biz came out, I went swimming every day. It was on every boombox.
Yeah.
Oh man, Square. I'm talking Square Biz. That song was everywhere, and that was Rick James Ace right there. Fire and desire.
Let's get ready to wrap it up, bro, because you got to do your show.
Oh, yeah, pep talk. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, man, see how fast time goes?
Yeah, absolutely.
My gosh. Well, we can actually do this conversation again.
Of course. This is just part 2.
Yeah. Man, listen, this is I love talking about stuff that brings me to a place in time. It could be music, it could be school lunch, anything, a TV show, anything, man. I just mentioned the pool. I went swimming every that whole summer, Tina Marie. But before me and my brother left to go down to the pool, every morning we'd eat a bowl of oatmeal while watching Flipper. Remember the dolphin show, Flipper? And right after that, remember the show about the bear, Big Ben? Used to watch that and then go swimming and stay in the pool all day. Crazy stuff, man. But another slam dunk. You know what I mean? Can't wait to see what we're doing next week, brother. Absolutely, man. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And I'll have to edit it after the show is over. But it was supposed to say part 2. It says part 1 up there.
Now it says part 2 right here.
It does?
Yeah, it says part 2.
Okay, because on my end it was saying part 1. I tried to change it, but it says you can't change it while it's live. So
now that's not true. What you do is you go into your you jerks always doing something stupid. You go into the YouTube studio where it says live.
Mm-hmm.
You can pull it up there and go to edit. You can edit right there. I do it all the time.
Okay.
Like when we had a fighter like stand us up or whatever they have, or we schedule, I'll go in there in real time. I can go in there in real time and change it. You have to do it through YouTube though.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
Like you can do it like right now. You can pull it up on your
Well, on my YouTube, it's been changed already, so maybe it'll change after the show is over.
Yeah.
But yeah, final thoughts, man.
Man, this is dope. This is dope. I can't wait to do the 3rd installment, man. And I think for the 3rd installment, you know, it'd be good. We should let Derek Gaines on the panel. He's our age.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
you know,
dope.
And for these brothers out here who are watching and they want to say how much they love this show or whatever, well, I like to say show me, because if you share it, then we know you love it. Share it so people will put eyes on this. This is a great show. Anyone would love to come and take a seat here and listen to us reminisce, especially if they're of our peer group and they have a chance to look back like we have and reflect upon what was so wonderful and what is so wonderful about the culture that we live, you know?
Let me take a minute to say, man, you guys need to follow Stormy on the Patreon, because these shows are going to be a lot more fun when we can actually play clips of the
subjects,
music, and the actual TV shows that we're talking about without being bothered by YouTube copyrights and stuff. It'll be so much better. You know what I'm saying? So go follow Stormy on the Patreon. And that Beats with Sugar over there, oh my gosh, man. The fact we'll be able to play the music over there, that's going to be something else, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So thank you, Stormy. This was dope.
Yes,
like
sir.
I can't wait to see what we do next week.
Yes, sir. And thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate your contributions and helping me out with this, because the fact that we can play off of one another with it and these various subjects that we cover, it makes it worthwhile, man. It really does.
Definitely.
So so you go ahead and get ready for your show. I'll be in the chat.
Yes,
I'll get ready to take us through our advertisers. Yeah.
Sure. Peace.
All right. So those of you who are going to remain online, don't forget to take your positive energies over there to Drew with the Painful Excellence podcast that's coming up in just a couple of minutes. For right now, we're going to take a moment out and acknowledge some sponsors of our show here, because we do support one another out here in this community, and we do what we can to show that support.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yes. And so this brings us to the end of another Nerds on Culture. This is number 112 in the series of Nerds Show. A great look back. Remember when we used to, part 2. And we'll have another part 3 in the near future, because being able to reminisce on what was so great about growing and maturing in this culture and being able to reflect and share, revisit, is always something close and near and dear to us, which is why we do it. So I want to thank everyone that came out to support us this evening. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we'll be back next Monday for another Nerds. Peace to everyone out there, and enjoy the rest of your week.